Hey everybody, welcome to the Coding Zoo. If this is your first time joining, my name is Shane and this is the Coding Zoo Java Building Blocks playlist. So in today's lesson, we are going to cover how to create a Java Maven project, a Java project using Maven. So Maven is a way of creating a Java project that will allow you to open that project across multiple IDEs, whether it's Eclipse, IntelliJ, etc. Maven is also used to build your source code and to add external libraries to your project. So Maven's pretty neat. So we're going to go ahead and get started in that. If you are new to creating Java projects, it's definitely a lesson you want to start with. The project we're going to create today will be used for upcoming lessons also. If you're interested in that,
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
well, look at there. Alexa cannot connect to the internet. Thank you, Alexa. I appreciate you interrupting my lesson.
Thank you. I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Shut up, Alexa.
Help section in your Alexa app.
Go away, Alexa. All right, so, hey,
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa
I
app.
bet you are. Let's go ahead and see how much trouble you have now. All right, so, hey, if that interests you, stick around. We're going to jump right in. Alright, so hey, let's get started. So on my desktop, you'll see I have a shortcut to my Spring Tools IDE, which just so happens to be Eclipse underneath. You can use any IDE you would like, Lightroom. You can use whatever IDE you would like. You can use IntelliJ, NetBeans, Eclipse, or the Spring Tools version of Eclipse. Either one will work. Most of them work the same when you're creating a Maven project, a POM project. So I'm going to double click on my icon here to open up the IDE. So Spring Tools is loading. So it shows you where to put a workspace. I'm going to change this. Let's change this to maybe the Coding Zoo Java Lessons. Click Launch. All right, Spring Tool Suite 4 again. It's loading up. All right, so you'll see on the left side here, I've got create a Java project. Don't choose that one, choose create a project. We're gonna create a Java project using Maven. So click on Maven and then go down to Maven project, click next. All right, so choose create a simple project, skip archetype selection. I can't say that. Archetype. Archetype? I can't say it. So in the future, you may want to specify an archetype. Let's call it archetype. And that will let you pre-install certain libraries depending on which type you choose. All right, let's put in group ID. So I'm putting in com.thecodingzoo.lessons. So usually this would be the name of your organization. If it's a website, start with com and go backwards. Let's put in an artifact ID, Java coding lessons. Now your artifact ID is going to be the name of your project, so make sure it's Pascal case. That's every word has a one uppercase letter at the beginning. All right, let's look at the file system. So you'll see there is a source main Java. This is where your main code will go. There's source main resources. This is where you'll put stuff like property sheets or text files, just resources that are needed by the project. And then you have test Java and test resources. These are where your unit tests go. So if you look at the bottom, you'll see those two warnings. There's build path specifies execution environment's the wrong version, and the compiler compliance is the wrong version too. So we're going to show you how to fix this in a minute. I would recommend go ahead and using Java 12. If you haven't downloaded that and installed it, look at the previous 2 videos in this lesson plan. So I clicked on the POM file, and this is your POM file. This is what describes what you're building, describes the project. This is where you also add the Java version for a Maven project, and you can also add new libraries. Let's start, that's your project, you add new libraries your project might use. Let's start by adding Lombok. Lombok's a great library. I'm sure we'll use it later. So I'm going to go out to Google and I'm going to type in Maven and Lombok. And I can't spell. There we go. Now it's going to give me the text to load the dependency for Lombok. So I'm going to highlight that, right click, or press Control C to copy, or right click and choose copy. Go back to my POM file, Control V to paste, or you can right click and choose paste. Save it. That looks a little ugly. Let's format that some. Where is that format? Let's see. Let's go to source, format. There you go. So it formatted it to be a little bit cleaner there. I'm going to choose Maven Update Project. Click OK. This is another way to make it rebuild. Now you'll see the 2 warnings again, still down there. We're going to fix that next. All right, so let's go back up into the POM file, type in less than sign, type in build. Now inside of the build statement here, I'm going to cut and paste a statement that will let us specify the Java version. First, let's go ahead and add the element plugins. So I'm going to click on plugins here. So notice how the IntelliSense is working. It's showing you different options. So here I'm going to cut and paste the version of Java. So if you look here, it's group ID Maven plugins and Maven compiler plugin. This is a little plugin for Maven. It lets you describe various things about your compiling. You can specify even the release version of Java you want to use to compile with. I'm going to change this 7 to a 12. If you need to stop the video and type that in, feel free to stop the video. I cheated a little, cut and pasted. So let's go to update project again. Click on OK. Is it building? Is it building? Look at there. There's no problems yet. I think it is done building. So it's definitely done building. Let's go into, click on the Maven dependencies and look there. There is a Lombok jar. So that wasn't there before. That is the library we just added. So your project now has access to a library called Lombok. So let's go ahead and add a package to our project. So I'm going to add a package under main Java. I'm going to call it the Coding Zoo lessons click finish. Now you notice I did this by going to the main Java and by right clicking and choosing new package. So let's add a little bit more details to this package info.jar. So the package info.jar just basically is a file that describes the package and what the package is used for. So if you're not familiar, the asterisk here is basically a comment. So this comment basically tells us what this package is going to be used for. Let's go ahead and create a class, go back up to new, right click on that package, go to new, choose class, and now let's type in a name for class. But before we do that, click on public static void main. We want to add a main static method. So public static void main is a way to run your project. So let's type in Coding Zoo main. This would be the Coding Zoo main class. The public static void main option there is going to add a method for us. That method is basically your starting point for running this main class. So pretty much every application needs a main, unless it's something that's run in a website or a container like a website. All right, so inside of the main here, I'm going to type in system.out print line. Let's put you can type whatever you like. Just make sure you create a string that's in double quotes. So test to make sure everything is set up. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to choose run the Coding Zoo main. There we go. Test to make sure everything is set up. See how it actually ran the code and printed out something in the console. So you could actually run this from the command line too and do the same thing. Now look here, I'm going to put it on the left side of breakpoint. So I double clicked on line 16 on the left side. Oops, I got firewall stuff. I'm just going to choose to go. All right, so it's asking me, do I want to switch to a different perspective, debug perspective? And I chose to go ahead and remember my decision and choose switch. So now we're looking at the debugging view of the project. And notice how there's a line highlighted across system out. This line is my debug point. That program actually stopped at this point. Now up above you can choose to step into, step over, or resume. I'm going to resume. And notice when I resumed, it went ahead and printed out everything. So that's how you debug in Java. You can put a breakpoint, choose to run it. It will stop at that breakpoint. And then you can check out whatever you need to check out, variables. You can step through the code one by one to find your bugs. So the IDEs for Java are very powerful. They are excellent debugging tools, very easy to use. So that's pretty much it. So this is our first class. We were able to create a Coding Zoo main class. That main class has a main function. There's public static void main. Notice that signature. That's the signature for your starting method. And it takes in a string of arguments. So if I were to compile this and make a Java jar out of it, I could run this from the command line and actually just print out this statement in the command line. So a little small program to print out something. I know it's not much to it, but we're going to get deeper into the code. In the next lesson, we're going to start learning how to do variables. We're going to start learning how to do loops, conditionals, comparisons, all that good stuff. So I hope that makes sense to you. If you have any questions, leave me a message below. I'm here to help you learn how to program. That's our goal at the Coding Zoo. So any way I can help, just leave me a message below and I will get back to you. If you like this lesson, please click the like button. It helps a lot. If you didn't like it, hey, go ahead and click dislike and leave me a message. Let me know how we can improve the Coding Zoo. So if you haven't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the bell icon to receive alerts on when our new videos come out. We're going to be covering Java and maybe a little Python after that. So if you haven't checked out our other videos, there's JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Go check them out too. Pretty neat stuff. So thanks for joining. I hope to see you again next time. I hope you have a great week. Bye.